40 minutes until the Rangers decide with their
back.
power up to come back and go, yeah, you know what? We're just stronger.
Yeah.
Literally more powerful, and that is it.
That's it.
We're going to beat you with the power of the boost.
We will beat you with power of poorly done CGI. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to beat you with the power of poorly done CGI. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Oh.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around Multiverse with your host, the man who... crap. The man who was frozen for... Well, in prison for over 1,000 years, but yet knows 90s pop references. Kyle Charles.
Never. And the man who protects the Power Rangers with the power, but I died for the entire film.
Yep.
CY Chung.
And today we are going to be continuing our Power Rangers discussion, and we're going to be talking about the movie. So it'll be Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie from 1995, and Power Rangers 2017. And we'll be doing something we've done here before, where one of us will defend one film, one will defend the other. Yeah. Before we go on, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and also little behind the scenes thing. We recorded this episode before, and it didn't capture some audio, so we recorded for like nearly 2 hours.
There was a glitch in the morphing grid. That's what we're going to say, right?
I'm going to blame Lord Zed. I'm going to blame someone in the future, the Machine Empire. That's a Zero reference. So I'm going to be defending the 1995 Power Rangers the movie. Yep. And see why I'll be defending the 2017 Power Rangers.
Yeah, which last time I did jump on your side a little bit to defend something.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to go shady lawyer and say my client is innocent of all charges and just keep on doubling down if I have to. We know the particular scene.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just gonna go and actually try and defend it this time.
All right. So
my client is innocent of all charges.
So how do you start?
All right. Let me start by just saying, because like I was saying, you're Zordon.
Yes.
What's he doing in the movie? Why was he in the movie? First of all, why did he look bad when he was in the tube chamber? Now, even the TV version, and we're not going to directly compare to that, right?
Yeah.
I found something recently about the TV version that Zordon guy.
Yeah.
They filmed his face, and then whenever he speaks, they kind of blur his mouth.
Okay.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he did 1 day's worth of work, and then he paid him for that, and then he used the footage for all the episodes.
Oh wow, that's shady.
Yeah. Yep.
That is super shady.
But he looks fine.
Yeah.
Your movie version.
Yep.
Of a projection of a guy's white face.
Yeah.
What is that? It looks a step down from the digitalized version of Zordon. It's nowhere near as good as my Zordon, right?
Yeah, your Zordon. At least they kind of like made effort. Like.
Yeah.
I feel like with my Zordon, they spent most of his budget on getting them all to Australia, and then after that, I was like,
yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
You know.
Could be.
Because it's not the same. Even when he was... Quick question. I don't know if you would know this. It's not the same actor, is it?
No, I don't think it's the same guy.
That's even worse. Wow.
But look, your film is non-canon, so technically speaking, I mean, it doesn't need to be the same guy.
No.
Even though Repulse was different as well, but so I'm not gonna use that against you, yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't.
But your Zordon, my Zordon came and did something. He tried to fight Repulse at the beginning, and then he got trapped in the chamber with the meteor that he sacrificed himself to do. Right? He killed himself to save the rest of humanity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your Zordon, he came. He just basically put the Power Rangers in peril because he was dying for ages.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, well done.
Yeah,
you gotta save me."
Like,
with no help whatsoever from Zordon himself.
Yeah,
in fact, you could argue that he made them more nervous for their mission, right? And they were worried about him taking away part of their not skill set necessarily, but their mindset, you know?
Yeah. Like,
if they came in, did the mission, bam, did it out, and you'd be like, oh, elite, yeah? But now they're going to worry about Zordon, worry about themselves, worry about each other.
Yeah. Like I said before, like, I would say your Zordon, because yours is like, obviously your movie's like an origin movie, right? Yeah. He's more inclined to be like, these kids, I don't really sort of trust them as much because, you know,
kids gonna be
kids shenanigans.
For some reason, teenagers with attitude, and I'm like, what? But that's not. First of all, they don't display that much attitude. Firstly, but secondly, it's like you don't want that much attitude for people that are supposed to be a team, because if they do and they conflict with each other, then you have problems.
Yeah, but they got more attitude than the kids in my movie. The kids in my movie are terrible.
Oh,
they're not even terrible. No, not gonna say terrible. They're more goody two shoes, which doesn't give attitude. You know what I mean? It's...
Well, to be fair, we shall say they never explained what kind of attitude.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Because yours has a positive attitude. My kids have a whole bunch of problems.
Yeah, but like it's real world, like some of them.
Oh yeah,
like real world.
But just to clarify.
Yeah.
You know when they say a Saiyan used to have a pure heart, right? And Goku has a pure heart, and then Vegeta turns Super Saiyan, and he's like, because my heart's pure evil. Well, they don't say what type of attitude, so you can't. There is. There's two ways you could go from that.
There's two ways to go from it, but it's still a bit like I get like. Okay, our audience our time and audience are different, right? Like yours is modern day, you know. Kids, we just get kids sort of be kids sort of thing, and like everyone has issues, which is true. But then my one was a day like when you had like people in the boardroom or like the writing team for this who were like in their late 40s or whatever, writing about what they want kids to be.
Or what they think kids are.
Yeah, we all spend our time at the local youth center and teaching other kids karate and blah.
On a side tangent to that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever read it, you probably haven't.
Yep.
There was, you know who Tom DeFalco is?
Yeah.
The writer okay. So he wrote this series, the Green Goblin series, back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
It went up from like 13 issues. And this is during a bit of the Clone Saga.
Yeah.
Well, when Ben Reilly was still Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
And then they were trying to get Norman back because he had to be the mastermind behind everything, because Norman was going to go to Norman Osborn, right?
Yeah.
But this is when Norman was dead. So, yeah, like you say, this guy was writing a teenager.
Yeah.
But all the hip lingo in the series. And I was like, okay, you know, not that they're trying too hard. But it was like, it's appropriate language for the Phil Urich,
yeah?
Who was the guy, the Green Goblin, right? And he made the adult sound different to the teenager. Yeah. And all the internal bubble dialogue and stuff like that was very sometimes a bit over the top, because there's some stuff like I'm reading it and I'm like, I don't recall the youth nowadays.
Yeah, but you know,
using such language, but hey, you know.
But you know, I've noticed nowadays, right? And it's probably because maybe these people are like younger now, like the writing and stuff like that, or they understand. They might have kids now, so they understand kids more. Like, they write towards people of that age range rather than like you said, like we're gonna write. For example, like when you get a man who writes a show about a girl who doesn't really know anything about girls, you know what I mean? It's like all the stereotypy things they do. But then now you get like men who write women's shows but obviously have women involved in the writing team and stuff like that, so or they have daughters, so they kind of know the experience a bit more rather than, hey, all girls like shopping.
Or if we were going to be like way back in the day when John Stewart was being Green Lantern, and he had a bunch of white people writing what they thought black people would be saying.
Yeah. And then he kind of changed when, you know, it's another weird side tangent, but it's kind of related. When the guy who created Black Lightning, that's when it all started to change, because he actually spoke to like black people and stuff and kind of got their take on the culture, rather than like, yeah, we think that he likes to say jive turkey and blah blah, and it's like,
yeah.
weird.
So we will say this, yeah.
Yep.
That your movie, like the whole point of that to say is the movies are aimed at different audiences. But I think, see, my movie, I think they took the opposite end of what your movie was and be like, yeah, we're gonna just go the other direction, because yours is all like really friendly and whatever. Mine's like, oh, these kids doing stuff like the cow prank, the cow prank joke thing, right? And I'm like, that's a bit awkward. I mean, if you're having 12-year-olds coming to this movie at the beginning, you hear that, like, and then the later thing with Kimberly, and then them kids crashing the cars and stuff like that, and you're like, but I'm not 100% sure.
You know what I think?
The 12-year-olds, I think, is probably the people that were watching Power Rangers when they were kids and now are older. That audience.
Yeah, because I was about to say it's kind of for that audience, and like the kids that are kind of watching like Stranger Things and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's trying to aim for that audience, and I would say,
funny enough, I will say as well.
Yeah,
Stranger Things is one of those things. I know the kids go on adventures and stuff like that, but it is more. It's like, oh, it's safe for kids to watch, but it's more skewed to the adults.
Yeah.
The young adults and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because now I say Stranger Things is fine, but I can imagine if I was a kid watching it.
Yeah.
Then again, if I was a kid watching Batman Begins, and some of these Power Rangers, you might be thinking, kind of boring, because you don't watch for character build and stuff. You watch it for the action.
Yeah. But also,
which your movie has right at the beginning.
Well, I want to say action.
My movie is kids fighting their own emotions.
Yeah.
Fighting car crashes. Fighting putties. Learning a German suplex.
Yeah.
Then by that point, they've learned how to fight Goldar and Rita Repulsa. So there's a build through the entire thing.
Yeah. See, but my movie, because they have, again, because it's non-canon, but they have a past, they're really like, yeah, we're super awesome, and we jump out of planes to carry.
Your film does my entire film in just the text at the beginning.
Yeah. And like, oh, okay, sure. And like, well, my film does start with like a awesome skydiving thing for no apparent reason. Apparently because of Haley's comment, and it's raising money for Angel Grove, even though it's Angel Grove doesn't look like the Angel Grove I remember, because
Australian Angel Grove.
Yeah, rather than somewhere around in America.
It's the backside of Angel Grove where they do all the sports.
Yes.
Just because you never saw it doesn't mean it wasn't there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Because, so it's got that, I
think also at the beginning, it's just to show, because on the TV show they wouldn't have the budget to do that. At the beginning of the movie, they weren't like, oh yeah, spectacular.
Yeah, we're gonna aim for this, so you're gonna see all this, because we can't redo that on our budget TV show, which we we receive millions for it, but we don't pay our actors anything. Yay.
Yes. Except for the movie, of course.
Except for the movie.
Make them some movie money, but other than that, no royalties, nothing.
Not even your names in the credits, like on the posters, but
because who comes to watch those individual actors?
Yeah,
they come to watch the Power Rangers.
Yeah, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, which is, by the way, the same here, right? You get some of the actors that are in my movie, they have been in stuff.
Yeah,
Bryan Cranston didn't even get a credit.
Isn't he on the Isn't he on the poster?
Why would?
No, wait. Why do I keep... No, I might be thinking wrong.
No. Okay, so my question is, let me put it this way. So he's not a main character.
Yeah.
He wouldn't get a credit before the actual main character.
Yeah.
And if none of them have credits, then why would they put his credit?
Yeah, that makes sense. To me, but that feels more fair than my movie. I mean, it feels more fair because like you're going for the name rather than the actors, I guess. But like
to be fair as well, and even though I said that. I waited 30 years to watch your movie. Wasn't worth that 30 years, but let me just say, if I'd known those certain particular actors, I didn't know at that point when that Johnny on Bosch was in and the lady playing Aisha was there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that Austin St. John Emmanuel Jones, no, Walter Emmanuel Jones, and Toy Trang weren't there. I thought it was the original lineup.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing,
and that's probably why they didn't put the credits there, because if you would have known at that point.
And to be fair, at 9 years old when this came, I was 9 when it came out, and I saw it in cinema. I'm not gonna go and say, oh yeah, I didn't know who Jason Frank was or Johnny. I mean, so it wouldn't, their names being on that, people might even know who they are. But okay, if you just put White Ranger, starring a White Ranger, Green Ranger. Oh yeah, not Green Ranger, White Ranger, Black Ranger. Oh yeah, that's cool. They're there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh. And what else can I say?
Just a side tangent there as well.
Yep.
Now that Johnny Bosch is the voice of Broly, right? Next time the Dragon Ball Z movie or whatever, are you going to go to that and go, yeah, I'm watching it for Johnny Bosch?
Yeah.
Not to knock Johnny Bosch, I'm just saying, as far as, credits.
That's I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like Sean Shenmue and Chris Abbott don't get credits for their.
No. But I think now, because of the world we live in now, internet and all that stuff, people sort of know that stuff anyway, so it's not as bad as before when...
something more relevant in that case. And I watched the clip recently. I didn't manage to send it to you, but Alexa Bliss is doing anime voice acting.
Yeah. Some new show on it's out on Netflix now.
So I watched the clip that she did. You know what? I thought she did pretty good actually, but I'm not gonna go watch it, and I might actually go watch this anime for Alexa Bliss's voice acting.
Same. I might.
But I think she's only in for 2 episodes, so as much as we blame people in the credits, all of a sudden we do want to watch someone do it.
But with that as well, again, her fan base, I would see people going to watch it. Like for me, as a partner, okay, cool, she's in it. Let me see if I will actually notice her voice. You know what I mean? But you got the diehard.
Or how well she does the job and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it a try. It can't be as bad as there was a recipe to the voice for someone in something recent. And I was like, why did you even bother this guy? It was weird. I can't remember who it was.
Not Samoa Joe you were talking about.
No, not Samoa Joe. He does good. So does Kenny Omega. He's done good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's someone else, but it's not that important. That's why I never remember it. Yeah. Well, what's good about? Let me say other good things about a movie. Before I start slagging off, because
okay. So. But I will. Both the actors in our movie, the main cast, are uncredited, and we accept that as a neutral thing, right?
Yeah.
As in, it's not good and it's not bad. We're not watching it for the actors. We're watching it for the Power Rangers,
Yeah.
So we both kind of that is on both our check boxes.
Yeah. No one's been overshadowed. Yeah.
As in, it's not a con or a pro. It's
just there.
You know what I have to say though? When Andrew Garfield didn't get a credit for Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough, not the first one. Second one, why didn't he get a credit? Why him and Emma Stone didn't get the name above the
Yeah, it's kind of because Emma Stone was big at that time, so
yeah. But I guess they all thought it didn't make sense if he doesn't get it. Why should she get it?
But probably why as well is this film's really going to sell because it's Spider-Man. So we don't really need to put their names on it.
That's why that exactly.
Yeah.
So I do believe Kirsten Dunst and Tobey Maguire got credit for Spider-Man 1 now?
I'm not too sure.
Oh, maybe okay. Maybe not. Maybe.
I don't think they would have, because I don't think they were both that big yet. I think Spider-Man 1 kind of.
No, he got big money, man.
He got big money, but he wasn't the selling point of the film. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, okay. I suppose might have been his first headline.
Yeah, so I don't think he would have been on the poster. Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Yeah. So we're not here. We're not, as we agree.
Yep.
We're not watching these movies for the actors in the movies.
Because one film.
Even though I will say, my actors got more to do with their characters, which make them better in some way, because they got to actually act different emotions. Where you guys, you got a bunch of goody two shoes, like you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Didn't do much. Came out exactly as they went in.
Yep.
Movie, beginning to end. If you cut the entire chunk in the middle, they'd be the same.
It's like I said to you, but when we first recorded this, I said to you before. Even when we in the last episode we spoke about Power Rangers in general, right? my character, like the ones in my film, are just blank slates. They literally are. You just, all right, take this out. Let's add one little thing to him. Okay, this person is meant to be Native American. You know what I mean? Like, but nothing else of their personalities is interchangeable. It's nothing.
Let me just say, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
When we do part 2 of our Power Rangers discussion, because I have seen Zeo, Turbo, and In Space now, right?
Yeah.
So the Zordon saga will cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah. White guys with ponytails all of a sudden are
Native American. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like there's nothing like in your film. Each character has like characteristics to them and like their little irks and whatever. Mine was none of it. Like,
we'll say this.
Actually, the only one in my film is Billy. He's a nerd and he says sciencey things sometimes, and doesn't really say anything sciencey in this film. Just realized. Why was he there?
Yeah. But look. We will say at least they were forward thinking with their diversity. The only thing that my film has on top of that, like if we're just going by cast characters, yeah.
Yep.
Your cast actually had a gay actor, but he's straight in the film.
Yeah, secretly gay at the time, but
yeah. Oh, I think they bullied him for it as well.
Yeah,
but we'll get that when
we get to.
Whereas my one has a non-straight character, which could have been a bisexual or a lesbian.
Yeah,
they're not too explicit about it, right? So they stack that on that, right?
Yeah.
How and we've got an autistic person.
Yeah.
No, autism is not a superpower because, like in Predator, right?
Yeah.
Like in the Predator, like when the kid,
which I still understand how they got past, got okayed with the writing room about that. Yay!
I will say he was a bit not necessarily obsessive compulsive, but he was working out the thing with it.
Yeah.
It's just like okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that, and if he needed necessary to have autism to do that, but whatever, right? Look.
But
we're gonna have kids who have sports injuries, right?
Yeah.
Well, car crash injuries because of sports, whatever. That's what Jason has, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Jason's gimmick,
yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have a kid that is bullied, which is Kimberly's gimmick. Except they don't go in the movie. I know there's cutscenes and stuff where she gets further bullied and stuff like that. But I don't think she gets quite bullied far enough for the thing that she did do in the film.
Yeah.
So then you relate to her a bit more. Anyways, so we got an outcast there, yeah.
Yeah.
You got Becky G, Trini
Kwan, yep.
But so we if we're going, well, they never mention a surname, right? First of all,
they do. I'm like, wait, what?
But they do.
They call it Trini Kwan. That's why I was like, why didn't you just?
Oh, okay. I thought they didn't mention quite exactly. Anyways, so we got a Latina, Puerto Rican, something, right? Mediterranean looking girl who then has a foreign surname from not in that direction of the world, but we don't know her ancestors, so we could just say there's some Eurasian in there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Who's also LGBTQ.
Yeah.
So we cover that quickly, yeah?
Yep.
And she's outcast. No, she's outcast. She has family issues because she's so guarded, yeah?
Yeah, yep.
We have autistic Billy, who's black, who's also autistic.
Yep.
Right? But also really nerdy as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Louis Lin playing. Was he playing?
Zach Taylor.
Yeah. Because Zach was also the Black Ranger. Still the Black Ranger. Louis Lin is the Black Ranger, but he's not black. That's what I was mixing up in my head from the original cast. Anyways.
Yeah.
So he's got he is skipping. He's got issues because he's got to look after his mother, also work, but also go to school, but not because he's been missing most of the school time.
Yeah.
So all these characters with all individual bits and pieces that they have to rise above to become part of the team because they gotta, the Morphin grid, the power to bond.
Yeah, which.
And then allows them, because after that bond, it allows them to do the Megazord bond as well.
Yeah, because you need
together teamwork. Yes.
Yeah, because they need to bond to morph as well. Yeah. No, they have to cover over their courage. Whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And I will say as well, your team, they are individuals as a team, but they all hold the same rank. Even though you would say that most people go to Tommy for whatever, right? For some
Yeah.
reason, Tommy's the leader, even though he
Yeah.
said, "Oh no, there's no leader in this team."
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Don't
Why
feel
for
like
you
that.
say you are the leader, so you are kind of
Yeah.
you can say that everyone's equal. You just don't know, anyways.
Yeah.
Whereas Zordon here playing favorites of my boy Jason, well, your boy, like with Jason straight up,
Yeah.
just be like, Jason, the rest of the team, no, I need you to come over here. Let me just come over here. Let me just tell you what you need to do because you're the leader, right?
Yeah.
You know,
it makes sense because when he the captain of his American football team.
Yeah,
well, so
I was going to go there. I'll say
Yeah.
like in the series,
Yeah.
Jason is a karate instructor.
Yeah.
So he's teaching us. I think he was teaching Billy right at the beginning of the episode. So
Yeah.
It's one of those things that makes sense.
Mm.
I'm not so sure about Tommy because they didn't really and show him teaching stuff like that. But anyways,
later on they do.
Whereas yes,
yeah.
Jason, my Jason is part of the football team. He's the only one that's part of the team. Therefore, logically speaking, just like how Tom Holland's Spider-Man led the other Spider-Mans, even though they were older, more experienced than him, because he was part of the Avengers. Same thing here.
Yeah.
Jason's the only one that's been part of a team. Therefore,
he must know
even
how
if you
to
can
run a
argue,
team.
Kimberly is part of the cheerleading squad, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, right?
Whatever. Yeah.
They're not exactly a team that does stuff.
In competitive. Well, it is competitive,
sport.
but yeah. I get what you mean. So, yeah, you got that. Yeah. See, like I said, my Rangers are just, hey, we're all just good friends.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, but at least that's that. At least that's that, right? My guys not even friends. Somehow they became besties after like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it makes sense. They spent like 2 weeks with each other,
Yeah, what, skipping school as well?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go to school, then you got to get beat up by Zordon's virtual reality putties.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or the whole world would have died, so...
Yeah. Okay.
What's missing 2 weeks of school in the long run?
Yeah, well, that's probably going to get expelled with the amount of school.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
I will have to say as well, as much as we'll say, your group, they're solid friends, and that's why at the beginning of the film they're just together, right? Makes sense. And they're like, okay, so we will get Jason to protect Billy, right?
Yeah.
And then Billy's found this thing in the caves, or whatever it is, yeah? So that's why those two are there.
Yeah.
Zach works around the cave area for whatever.
I think he lives near it.
Yeah, he was in his overalls and stuff like that, so I didn't.
I just thought it was close, but
okay. So yeah, and then he's noticing Trini there doing whatever she was doing.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, same time as always, right?
Yeah.
So he's noticed that. So those two, okay, fine as well. So the four of them, yes.
Yeah.
Kimberly appearing there to dive into the water for whatever reason that she was going to.
Yeah.
Okay, she was there for the weakest reason.
Yeah, her one was a bit of a reach. Yeah.
But I can get how everyone else is there, right?
Yeah.
And all that time, and then it'd be like, okay, we're all separate pieces, but we all come together.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't just like, oh yeah, we're bonded because we've got the power coins. No, there's still another half an hour.
Yeah.
Before they become.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't even reach that point because another half an hour after that before they become Rangers.
Which I'd preferred, but like at least you get that. My film, it just relies on too much conveniences. My one, it's like, oh, okay, Ivan Ooze, okay, and then we've got to go to the next planet to get our newer power to go more powerful to fight Ivan Ooze.
Yeah, I will even say this, right? And you're meant to be defending your film, by the way, but I want to say this, yeah. You say, oh, they go, okay. So my people trained to do what they need to do, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't get power-ups out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Except that's what happens in your film.
Yeah.
They get their armored suits, they get disappeared by Ivan Ooze, right?
Yeah.
They go to some Amazon land,
far distant planet.
She basically talks to them, and then they're like, "Yeah," and they're like, here's the power. Here's all of a sudden they got next level ninja powers. Like, no, hold on a second. No training sequence. I know they cut it, but as far as the movie to movie is concerned, there's no training sequence, right? She spoke to them. She's like, yeah,
but
your powers, right? You got your powers. You get more powers because we need you to, right?
But even so, like sorry, cartoon, like, so they get the ninja suits, the power up and everything. But even then, they don't like demonstrate that they're like good with them. You know what I mean? Literally, like when they're fighting the bone monster and those rock people, like 90% of that fight is them just running away.
Yeah.
Like being defensive rather than offensive, and then they kind of stumbling into the win, and then they get their new powers and like, yeah, we're great again. Like, wait, what have you learned though?
So my comparison that I was going to make is basically it's not even like, for example, they trained and they got a Zenkai boost, right?
Yeah.
Because they didn't even do that, right?
No.
They basically just Superman standing in the yellow sun. All of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
Next level power. Yeah.
New power unlocked.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Exactly.
From what?
From the power of what?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. And also, if this power's been there the whole time, why didn't Zordon say to him, hey, you know what? You guys have been Rangers for like 3 or 4 years. I think something more powerful might come in the future. I'll send you to my friend in whatever planet, and then she can give you the power upgrade and come back. And then if this Ivan News guy happens to come, we can squash it straight away. But no.
No. See, just your Zordon, similar to my Zordon, right?
Yeah.
So I have to defend this bit as well because it's going to be same, and it would contradict me to say the other thing, right?
Yeah.
But your Zordon, like my Zordon, didn't want the Rangers to be like if Goku won the first tournament he was in.
Yeah.
Right? The Budokai, yeah? Jackie Chan, if Master Roshi didn't go and kick a Goku in the face, Goku would lost, and then he trained to be better because there's other people stronger, yeah?
Yeah, then what?
So if Zordon gave him the power right away, just like if these my guys didn't earn the suit.
Yeah.
What I want to say, not necessarily what chaos, but what over the top cockiness. They go in there, they think they can do anything, and then Rita Repulse is like, you guys are a bunch of jabronis. You do realize that you got a suit, but that doesn't mean anything.
No,
you know,
because it's kind of like I've realized basically now. I don't know why it took me this long, even though it's kind of obvious. It's basically just a rewriting of an episode. Like every new season of Power Rangers has the same sort of thing. A new person comes, our power gets destroyed. Oh yeah, by the way, we had this hidden power downstairs. There you go. Or power's destroyed. We know a planet in the far, far system or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Go there, talk to our friend. You'll get powers. And at least, like, when they got the ninja suits in and ninja power in the TV show, at least it kind of was like a 4 or 5 part episode or whatever. So it kind of like filled you in and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, cool. Go here. Movie's like, this should go here, done. Well, okay.
I will also say as well, So the reason Zordon he gives specific information that he feels is relevant. He never told them at the beginning Rita Repulsa was a rogue ranger because if they can't even get their morphing suits on, they're not even a team, nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then Zordon goes, by the way, she's the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
They'd be like later because we're gonna die.
Yeah, you're like, oh okay. She's way powerful than us. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
My Zordon kept secrets for a reason.
Yeah, for good reasons. Like my Zordon.
Yeah. But why did your Zordon keep secrets? He only told it because he was dying. That's the thing, right? What a selfish man.
You know, I was literally about to say, oh no. I almost got him confused with like Professor Xavier, like the person who's like probably the worst human being of all time. Or sorry, mutant of all time.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's not human.
Yeah, and I realized like no, that's what I meant. Yes. Now like from watching all Power Rangers, Zordon wasn't really that much of a douche. No. He kept some things away from him, but it wasn't like proper things like life changing, i.e. like Xavier and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, by the way, we had a team of X-Men that we sent to save you guys that died, but then I wiped your memories, so you don't remember any of that. Oh, yeah, by the way, Scott, one of them was your brother. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't do any of that. That's kind of a good thing. Yeah, so I'll let him off with that. Your Zordon seems like he might have done that though.
Well, Zordon is a bit verbally harsh to the Rangers because
Yeah.
they're not doing how he was thinking that things would end up. And he was like, basically, I could take over the show myself and do it because you guys aren't reaching where you need to be, right?
Yeah.
But that also spurred them on to become what. And I'm not saying, by the way, when you negatively criticize someone,
yeah,
the level of reverse psychology that you need from them to do what you need to say.
yeah. But I kind of...
No. That's the way it was.
I feel like
they did show his true colors by not when Billy died, and he's like, "Oh yeah." And you're thinking, all right, well, Zordon has to, because they're begging Zordon for help now, right?
Yeah.
And Zordon's like, no, you boys, you people are the team. You don't need me to be part of your team.
Yeah.
You could do it for yourselves. Yeah.
See,
essentially, the one could have died, right? But I think he realized at that point, no, they're all good. They're all good eggs.
Yeah, I feel like his douchiness was kind of due to the stakes of what's going on in the world.
Well, I would say he was overly desperate. And he thought he was like it is, right? I'm the only one that can do it, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, you haven't even given anyone else a chance to try.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. So, yeah. I don't know. I also feel like your Zordon is more like, what's the word? Like, my Zordon seems like a pushover. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, he would say, like, oh, Rangers, you done good for, like, your Zordon feels like he actually would give like good father advice, like, okay, you guys kind of failed. I'm disappointed, but we can move on from this. Rather than like,
I want to say this. We get this, yeah. So Ivan Ooze infiltrated the Power Rangers base in your Zordon, right?
Yeah.
And your Zordon basically said, "Oh no, please, Ivan, don't destroy the console, whatever," right?
Yeah.
My Zordon, because he's got a bit more of a mean streak, yeah.
Yeah.
You can just imagine if Ivan Ooze broke in, yeah. And then he's like, oh, yeah, being hammy or whatever he's doing. Or being straight, depending on how the tone of the movie, right?
Yeah.
My Zordon shaking his fist through the digital screen, right?
Yeah.
Ivan Ooze, you scumbag. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Yeah.
And then I'll just make Ivan Ooze do even more.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
My Zordon was like, oh, Ivan Ooze, oh, you're back. You're a terrible person, blah. Oh.
You know, but in this situation, whatever you say to Ivan Ooze, he's just gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yeah, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's like even though he's like the biggest plot device going in all these movies, because what does he do? Like, okay, I would say, right, one good thing about my film, and it's also a slight to the film at the same time.
Yeah.
Ivan Ooze is a fun character, but then also doesn't seem like a threat at all.
Yeah. Okay. Ivan Ooze works with the tone of the movie. I'm careful with what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
In a certain sense, yeah? Because it's also a dig, but it's also not, because I've got to say how Rita Repulsa also fits the tone of my movie. So anything that I say for you, I can't have it flipped against me.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
Which is why I'm like, okay. But like, so Rita Repulsa is kind of I feel like she's what you would call a cold ham. Where she's over the top to a certain degree, but keeps within the character.
Yeah.
So it's not showy over the top.
Yeah, it's not cartoony over the top. It's sort of like she's a weird fish out of water.
It's kind of like that tamed kind of pantomime over the top.
Yeah. Which fits your movie, because if she was like the Rita Repulsa in like the old TV show and stuff, like, this doesn't fit the tone.
Yeah, and I will say, your Ivan Ooze, what's his goal? He's just like, just being cheesy, just being like, oh yeah, getting his autograph book when the Rangers appear and stuff like that. It's like, right, first of all,
you shouldn't.
Star Wars, like Power Rangers, what PG, yeah. Star Wars is rated U, and Darth Vader was a threat.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back and stuff like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Even because Grand Moff Tolkien was more indefensible, but he had sinisterness too. Yeah. Whereas Rita Repulsa here, she just has her beginning and end mission, which is like, okay, well, these people, I need to get gold to make Goldar.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to kill these people to get the gold from them, or go into the jewelry shop and take the gold and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a through line, A to B. You know,
Yeah.
There's no heartlessness to it. It's not nothing out of spite.
Yeah, nothing else. Right? No.
Just be like, yep, I need to rule the world. I need to go from A to B, make Goldar, then B to C.
Yeah. But
which okay, doesn't happen because of the Power Rangers, yeah. And she is a threat because she's like, okay. Now, as much as she doesn't do anything out of spite, she knows that Rangers have issues because they can't transform.
Yeah.
She also is like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to kill one of these Rangers to break their spirit, you know, just like what Brain did to Batman, right? Except that in the comics and the movie, it didn't really happen, right?
No.
But they killed one Ranger, and she almost succeeded. She's like, I don't need to kill you. I don't. If I kill you, someone else might find your coins, right?
Yeah.
That's as far as the logic goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't say that, but there is the logic there.
That's logic there.
If they're alive but too afraid to fight her, even better.
Yeah.
They know that she'll destroy them and can kill them.
Yeah.
See, that's the plans, right? The mind games, the next level. The next level Undertaker stuff where he's not an actual undead man.
No,
he just pretends to be.
But he's so convincing that you believe he is for a minute, and then you
and then he convinces himself at some point because he is, and then he isn't.
Yeah, it's like it makes sense to them. I mean, like, it's that weird. Oh, it's hilarious. So yeah.
Ivan Ooze as a bad guy. Well, to be fair, my movie whole builds to the confrontation with Rita Repulsa from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your movie has one set of bad guys who gets replaced with another bad guy.
Yeah, and then
the Rangers kind of disappear. Like they're not even in contact for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
until the Rangers decide with their power up to come back and go, yeah, you know what? We're just stronger.
Yeah.
Literally more powerful, and that is it.
That's it.
We're gonna beat you with the power of the boost.
We will beat you with the power of poorly done CGI. Yeah.
Yeah. We want to beat you with the power of poorly done CGI. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Oh. That's correct. I will say. Sorry, here's the thing, right? I don't want to knock the CGI too much because I will say it was a product.
Yeah,
but then we know that Terminator 2 was around that time and stuff like that. So
3
and
years
the Abyss.
before, yeah.
I would have preferred in your movie. They built the miniature sets for them to fight.
Yeah. Right.
But they would have been better off just getting the dude in the suit, in the Megazord suit, whatever they like, and having that, and the guy in the Lord Zed's kaiju suit or whatever it is. You know, like at least that ways. It's nighttime, the lighting, whatever, you can disguise most of that stuff.
Yeah,
you know? But when you got
CGI
with sheen and lighting from a no light source whatsoever, chrome looking, but also where are how come you get so many reflections out of nothing?
Yeah, that's where it goes a bit weird. Like,
you know what they should have done, by the way? They should have just got even if it's like done it practically, right? But then at least they could get certain things correct, lighting wise, whatever it is. And if they want to try and CG that, do the thing with CG, at least they've got a base to work from.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they did whatever they did. It didn't hold up. It doesn't hold up. You know. In fact, when they did the dinosaur bit with the dinosaur bones, that was practical. Yeah. And it looked good. Yeah. I know they had to cut it around and stuff like that, but the power of editing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but even so,
and that was like daytime as well.
Yeah.
It's like with the dual fight, you can do that better, even if it's nighttime. You don't see too much.
Like you were saying, they could have just done the suits or whatever, because like everything else, like I would say, like production wise, like when it comes to like costumes and things like that, everything else is good. Like I like the Ranger suits in this film. Even though apparently they were like a nightmare to wear. I like the design of the tangos, and then obviously you could tell they spent a lot on that because they end up using it in the TV show. Even the Ooze dudes, like the Ooze putties, whatever they were, they looked pretty cool. Like Ivan Ooze looked good, like design wise, character.
Okay. Yeah, the thing is as well, if he acted differently in that, he might have been more sinister.
Yeah, and like
I mean, Apocalypse acted like Apocalypse in the 2006 16 X-Men movie, and he was calling him Ivan Ooze, but he didn't act like Ivan Ooze, that's for sure.
He was menacing. And like even the redesign of Alpha 5 looked good, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's the CG, and it just, even the fight seemed like, even though being advanced for the time, it seemed like, it wouldn't be right at the time, like PlayStation 1 kind of cutscene fighting
you're
motion.
talking about the CGI fights, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, because I thought you were saying the actual fights, which
the actual fights
the Rangers just love backflipping for no reason whatsoever.
Because the unlimited stamina they got because they're Power Rangers. Just...
And then also where they rewind footage as well.
Yeah.
And then not fast forward, play it backwards, and like, all right.
Yeah.
And then wisecracking as they're doing it's puns, right? But the problem is the puns are not even delivered to the level where you're like, I'm in the joke and I'm just saying it for the laughs. Like like if me and you were going up the escalator and we're like, and we start talking about escalation,
fair enough.
But then you have to deliver in a certain way. You know?
This one's like, oh, this is cringe.
Also, it's aimed for it's aimed at kids, right?
Yeah. So give it that.
And that's what they're there for, yeah. And it's just like, but when you should be okay. You should also be able to watch it as an adult and still be entertained by it.
Not
not cringed entertaining. Though I will say this, right, and as much as I'm knocking it, I can't say it's the greatest film in the world, Mighty Morphin Paris in 1995. But I think at some point in my lifetime I will watch it again.
Thing is, I probably would, but it would be like, it's not on my like. I need to rewatch this every couple of years. Like, oh, okay, let's just see if this film still doesn't hold up. Yep, that's right. Yep. Okay.
No, it doesn't at all. But you know, it could be better, but at least there were fights, right? My movie, the only real fight is when they so they learn the German suplex, and they execute the German suplex, on in the Megazord, and like, okay, foreshadowing, yes, and then
which is dope when it happened.
Rita Repulsa jumps out, and then literally my movie ends with a bitch slap.
That was awesome.
Into space.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You know,
At least you get that. Mine ended with a kick to the balls. Like, break case of emergency, and then I was like, why would you okay, say he was fighting a female monster.
Well, here's the thing, right? I know we know in pro wrestling, it's inconsistent, because sometimes ladies can get hurt,
and then sometimes
when you kick the nether regions or low blow the nether, whatever, and then sometimes there was a match with Matt Cardona and a Japanese lady, and I can't remember who it was,
Well, Maki Ito. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
And he gives her the low blow there, nothing. Kicks to the nads, nothing. I think there was an atomic drop in there. Nothing.
She stood there like, what are you doing?
Yeah. But then sometimes Tori Wilson got low blowed by Perry Saturn. And she sold it.
She sold it.
Like, all right, okay.
Yeah, because I saw some spot, like, I think like it might be GCW, some indie show recently, and then someone tried to do this woman. She's like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, they did it like 3 times. Like, it's not gonna work. And then she did it to him, and he's like, why does it work on me? She's like,
you gotta do the go with the flow kind of shrug. When Mariah May and Tony Storm kicked each other, and they double sold it, I'm like, okay, okay. But if someone else on the show, did that, and they didn't sell it, then you'd be like, what?
What? Huh? I guess it just depends on the seriality of the match, and I guess, because like if, for example, say it was a match between Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, or someone like that, like it's a high profile match, they will sell the low blow, right? But say it was just some like stupid comedy sort of match, or match with no real stakes in it. It was just, they were like, this doesn't.
Speaking of randomly, there was a match of Adam Cole and Candice LeRae, and I can't remember what's it in
PWG.
What's that PWG? Yeah. And he did a running crotch bust to her face.
Yeah.
The whole point of the match is he's been a bit, he's been Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So when when she gets it, when she does the kick in the nuts, then she gets the massive pop and stuff. But there was another match she was in, multi-man tag match or something like that.
Yeah.
And the guy was being overly. He would have got in real life.
Cancelled,
The stuff he was doing would have got cancelled, right?
Yeah.
But as part of the pro wrestling storyline match that they were doing, right? He was doing a waist lock on her, and then and just kept on like the hold of it and stuff like that. Rubbing his face on her back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Going for the head when she headlocked him, he just pushed his head into her chest and stuff like that. She's like, But then the whole point of that is to build to the spot where she does the ball clicks.
Yeah.
Which in wrestling, she grabs their balls.
Yeah.
Underneath their thighs and does a suplex, right?
Yeah.
Except for this guy, she reached around the back and then you see her hand just like trying to find.
Yeah.
Then she puts a waist lock on because she's still trying to find it from the front.
Yeah.
And this guy, because he's kind of groggy, he then flops down and she puts her hands on her shoulders like, got no balls.
I get it. Yeah. Oh, wrestling. Silly. Oh. I love it. And what else about our films?
Okay. So villain to villain comparison, right?
Yep.
And you have to take into account the movie they're in because I can't say who's the better villain and then right?
Yeah.
But which villain is your preference? Is that the best way to put it?
Yeah, no, I think that's the way to put it. I would go with Rita Repulsa because I knew her goal and aims and her motivations.
Oh, in some cases, even though this means that I have to go and flip side for a second, right?
Yeah.
Ivan Ooze actually succeeded. Rita Repulsa didn't. Oh no. She succeeded at the beginning of the movie because she always killed all the Rangers and stuff like that. Then Zordon decided to cast his Final Fantasy 7 spell called the Meteor down, right?
Yeah.
So Zordon was a sourpuss, yeah?
Yeah.
But by the power of spite, he won, okay?
Yeah.
So both our villains won in their respective bits, right?
Yeah.
And then they lost later on. So
yeah. But
and I'll say Rita Repulsa for 60 odd million years or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, okay, your guy was only down for like 6,000 years, yeah?
Something stupid, yeah.
Yeah. Mine was gone for 6 million, yeah? So then when they come out of the wherever they are, yours came out of egg, mine came out of the ground, or whatever, right? The sea, yeah?
Yeah.
Who would be in worse shape? Rita Repulsa, right? She's been dying. She's been down in the water for all them years. But, so no wonder why she lost. Good enough you had to put up some fight, right?
Yeah. But at least, I don't know, like, you're... Alright. My villain, Mr. Ooze.
Your client, Mr. Ooze, yeah?
Yeah, Mr. Ooze.
Not Ivan. We don't call him Ivan.
Not Ivan. Mr. Ooze, who has problematic tendencies, if I'm honest.
He's a victim of his own mindset.
Yeah. He would, if he was on a certain list at this point, I'm not surprised. But like with Rita, they say you kind of see how not evil, but like what she's done to make her be feared, whatever. Ivan Ooze just kind of said, but then everything he says, nothing important.
We'll say this, so no one knows exactly the reason why Rita wanted to take over the world.
Yeah, which we would have probably found out if there was ever a sequel, but yeah.
But at this point, it seems like she wants to clean stuff up as well. So, she could have a noble cause.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Very ambiguous. And of course, she's... Technically speaking, you could argue that Zordon caused her to kill all those people to get the gold. So it's all Zordon's fault, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It all goes back to him.
Zordon in my movie is not exactly the best communicator because he was talking crap to the Rangers in front of their faces as well. I mean, when they weren't Rangers yet. So. He's a bit of that, he's a bit of a Professor X, but not really.
But to be fair, he has been a floating head for 6 million years, so you kind of get cranky. And all he had was Alpha to talk to. You really get cranky after a while.
Yeah. That's fair.
But I don't know, just Lord Zed just seemed not Lord Zed, sorry. That's another thing, all right. What we kind of spoke about before. realistically, in my film as well, Lord Zed and Rita did not need to be in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
They were sort of, I felt like they were there, which is probably true, just so you'd be like, oh yeah, that's something I remember from the TV show, to say that it's related but not related. Because
I feel like they were kind of doing the thing that they did with the Turbo the Power Rangers movie, because it's like, it's in canon. We have to reference canon stuff.
Yeah.
And then reset so the canon can continue. Except that partway through the movie, they decided probably, actually, it's going to be non-canon.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Which is a bit screwy, because then it's like, all right, then where'd you go from there?
Yeah, because I remember
the beginning and the end is the same.
Yeah.
So they continue, but yeah. And then they're like, it's so non-canon. We're just gonna do a TV series about it, TV episodes about it.
Yeah, because they were saying that, because I remember when it was coming out, like as a kid, how they kind of, before the film actually properly came out, how they kind of remember like, yeah, it's in the canon of the series and stuff like that. And then Close Credit came out, and it's like, yeah, this has nothing really to do with anything. Like, oh, like the game version of this is more in canon with the TV show, because literally.
Oh, which game version? Because there's a Super NES, a Genesis
version,
and game. Oh,
Genesis version, because that's one I had. Yeah.
All right.
And like, because in the Genesis version, right? So
the Mega Drive version. Let's get our countries right. Yeah.
The Mega Drive, the far superior console, even the same thing. It literally starts with like it copies the movie, but then when Zordon gets murdered, quote unquote, that's when they like have flashbacks to the TV show. So it goes to when Tommy became the White Ranger, and it has other bit of flashbacks. Then it jumps back to where they fight Lord Zed. So it's not Lord Zed, sorry, Mr. Ooze. Yeah. So I don't know. That just seemed a lot better in my opinion. But it just, maybe that's why the game. Yeah, I think the game had probably the original script, and then like, oh, we're going this way.
I've read novelizations of movies, and you can see some of the stuff that is originally there but got cut during the movie making process. Stuff like it. It's a bit weird, and so yeah, because
that's what
maybe whatever reason. I haven't actually played the game, so I couldn't say, but I'm sure they, as with most movie games, they usually have the cutscenes or something like that. Well, actually, cutscenes, but they've got the bit that tells you what's going on.
Yeah, because they have the bit as well when, if I remember correctly, when Zach, Jason, and Trini get swapped out for Aisha, Rocky, and they have that bit as well.
Yeah,
you go to that planet, they get the sword and whatever, and then they swap.
Wait, hold on. So the game covers the movie, but also stuff prior to the movie.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And does it show what happens at the World Teen Conference?
No, it just they go.
So you read the comics, right? The Boom Studio comics.
Yep.
So I read somewhere they become Alpha Rangers or something like that. So because there's no such thing as the Teen Conference, it was something so Zordon could send people to do the guys do a retcon mission out of nowhere because they correct that.
Because I got to the point just before that where they like got the Alpha Rangers, then they got the Dark Rangers and the Psycho Rangers and the Ranger Academy, where it's all different. Yeah, I need to get.
You can explain that more in the next one where we talk about all this stuff, the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because for the next one, we spoke about it before.
Yeah.
I've got to listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Power Rangers soundtrack, which you said is not as good as the greatest soundtrack of all time.
The Power
Transformers 96 movie.
96 best soundtrack of all time.
I've got to. But which tags along to the end of your movie, because after they dealt with Ivan Ooze and Lord Zed and so Goldar's on the throne and he's talking to the Tinkerer guy, I can't remember his name, and then he's saying about how he's going to be as though he's the greatest ruler of all time, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then when Lord Zed and Rita appear and they go, "When did you say Goldar?" And Goldar goes, "Uh-oh." And then we go into Shampoo, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
And I was like, what a blast of the 90s. What a, But then you told me to hold up and listen to the actual soundtrack because you were like,
it's amazing.
I'm like, is it workout music? Do you put it to pump to pump some iron? And you said kind of, but I can't imagine doing reps to Shampoo.
No. That's probably like the weakest track of the soundtrack, if I'm honest. Right. But yeah, it's a weird eclectic choice of things that somehow makes it awesome. Yeah.
So Yes. I will listen to that.
Yeah.
And we'll speak about that. But your okay. Your movie has soundtracks for the era of its time, and you're like, the Crows had the soundtrack, and
Yeah.
Crow City of Angels and stuff like that. So they did. My movie didn't have none of this.
No, it didn't. No.
No.
It just has like a
So,
orchestral score. Yeah.
Yeah. You would have thought for the teen era that the movie's set in.
Because like,
when we get but the soundtrack probably will from the how the movie is, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it, by the way, because I listened to the Daredevil 2003 soundtrack as well, yeah. But I can imagine if the music would be like something in line with that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I feel like, actually, no, it would have been no. Like I know what it would have been like. It would have been music of the time, so it'd have been like crappy, like kind of rap and like that, not a pop, not a new metal, because it would be rappers that are not around anymore because they were that terrible. We like meme rappers, are they called? Yeah, I think that actually would have been the soundtrack, and I think they probably thought, you know what, it's not whatever. Yeah, because like the only thing that I've noticed really in the last couple of years, it's a movie has had a soundtrack and that's been pretty decent. There's been the Sonic movies. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I've been.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. The Sonic trilogy is pretty.
I'll probably when I watch Sonic 2 and 3, I'll listen out for the music there.
It's quite good.
So yeah. Now I will say, as you said, your character's good in two shoes, right? I have to go in. Okay, so the scene where Kimberly is explaining to Jason why she did get put in jail, right? Now I'm going to try and worm my way out of this, because the actual scene, calling it from the top, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly, so her friend sent her a picture, and then Kimberly spread it around the school, right?
Yeah.
She shows Jason it on the phone, right? This is why the guy at the beginning, they're talking about where she punched this guy's tooth out. He said she was the nasty piece of work.
Yeah. And
then the on joke is like she punched the guy's tooth out, and then he got it fixed, right?
Yeah.
And in some ways, this movie's like, yeah, but he called you out and you didn't like it, Kimberly. So
yeah.
But you did the action, so you are the actual heel. However, to flip it, right? To flip it back.
Yeah.
So I have to put it all back in and say, we don't know. Oh yeah, and then they also say that when she got in trouble, she had to show the picture. They called into the principal's office, and she had to show the picture that she spread, and the other girl's dad was in the room. Yeah. And then she felt horrible because of his expression.
Yeah.
And then Jason's like, pat on her shoulder. Oh, just because you did something bad doesn't mean you're a bad person. You gotta kind of forgive yourself for these actions. I'm like, hold on a second. But now I'm in the mode where I have to defend it. I'm like, did you see the picture? Like when you see it on the screen, shouldn't it show you could not see the picture, yeah?
No.
So we don't know what it was.
Yeah.
As far as they imply, it might be a nude.
Right? Yeah, it could be, yeah.
But the thing is, if it was, and they're all teenagers, yeah? They're still in school. So if it was, she would get more than detention from it, right?
Yeah, probably. Like,
she'd probably get removed from the school, and her parents would take her to another school.
Yeah.
That's how far it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not. Yeah.
So we can cut off certain aspects where we think it might not be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have just been the girl clowning around for all we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
In an unflattering picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
That made her look like an idiot of some sort.
Yeah. And then.
And yeah. And
because that's how I kind of took it. Like she must have. Say she sent him like a picture of her being goofy, say like in not underwear, but something like that, and then she might put a caption saying "what a slut" or whatever, and then I got around. Exactly.
So we cannot. First of all, why would you keep that pic? I know Jason looked away, but it's like if it was a nude and you got a trouble for it,
why'd you still have it?
Why would you keep it on your phone?
Why still have the evidence? Not evidence, but why would you still have something that got you in trouble?
Exactly. Even after work time, where they like you had to show it. If it was that bad, if it was that extreme, she would have deleted it before she had to go show the guy's dad. And then someone else would have pulled up and said, look, this is what she spread.
Is what she did.
But she would have, as a teenager, you'd be like, no, it's not on my phone. I didn't, whatever defense that she was gonna have, yeah. But because it wasn't to that level, we've got to say that yes, she had to accept attention for it.
Yeah.
On the scale of how bad it is, it's okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Fine. Yeah. Because I said
I'm saying is if it was really bad, she would have got gone.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been there. No, she would have been in another, either like in a juvenile detention thing or whatever. Because it's like in some states what she did, if it's what
they imply it is.
Yeah, then it's some people get arrested. You get for prison for that. But I think remember
exactly. If the glove don't fit, then you must acquit.
Yeah, because I remember when we spoke about this before, and I brought up like they could have handled it a bit better because like they did this sort of similar thing in Stargirl, where the girl who becomes Wildcat, she gets kind of catfished into sending explicit pictures to a boy she liked, and it turned out she was actually sending it to the bully at the school, and then she sent it to everyone, and then she became like an outcast until she met Stargirl, and they became heroes. Yeah.
Well, I think it's like the dangers of beware of who you're sending stuff to, and I mean, look, it happens to adults as well.
Yeah.
So we know from certain people.
Yeah.
Not that we know personally.
Yeah.
But we know, like celebrity-wise, that they have their pictures, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. So it's got to be careful.
Yeah. Exactly.
See, at least your movie touched upon like things that people go through in real life.
Underage nudes is
wrong.
Yeah, like you said, that's straight up. I want to say it's straight up jam time, but you wouldn't be just like, oh, you go to detention once a week on Saturdays. No, that's not something.
No.
Yeah. Exactly. And last time I found myself I couldn't defend it, but I'm like, they paid me so much money that I'm like, you know what? Actually, we don't know what we did and didn't see.
It's left to you, kind of up to the imagination. Not imagine, but no, you don't know imagination. Imagine that, but you know what I mean. It's your own interpretation. That's the word.
Exactly. And I rewatched the scene again. I'm like, you know what? If you don't think it is what it is, well, or is what it isn't, then it becomes less controversial.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oof, I need to know exactly what she said, so when I have to defend it, I can be all right and talk around it. Yeah, but if you don't think that, all she said is the girl trusted her, and then she sent the picture around.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, the guy was right when he called that out, and then she punched me in the face. That's a bit of a right. Logically, in this film, it probably should have happened to her.
Yeah.
And then she can be the outcast because of it.
Yeah, and then
because then they bullied her and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
And she will overcome like that and become like strong. Yeah. Could not that
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just doesn't jive with how the rest of. I mean, everyone's got their issues in the movie, but
that one
that she kind of caused herself.
Yeah, everyone else's one's like they're sort of victim of the situation, right? Her one's kind of like you create that situation you was in to become
Yeah, and then you got bullied by the rest of them, but they need to show that so you can sympathize with. Oh, talking about victims, yeah?
Yep.
Rita Repulsa decided to attack Trini, yeah?
Yeah.
And we know Rita Repulsa just be like, look, I'm mad at these people for gold, so I have a goal, right?
Yeah.
I want to find the Rangers for a specific thing. So, right? They're just people to me, yeah? I just pick one person and attack them.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah? She wasn't like, you know what?
For the black one.
I'm going to attack the black autistic one.
Yeah.
No, right? I will not attack the Asian one, and here's the thing, I logically speaking, if you were to attack Zach, then Zach would probably be fighting tooth and nail to protect his mum.
But you know what I thought about now you're saying this, right? Like, if they wanted to go a different route with this film, she could have not going to attack Zach, but she could have tried to, like, sway him over to her side because stuff
he'd be the most the one that he's in a dire situation, and all she had to do is like I can I can help your mum with whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then they could tweak it, and then like maybe Zach's going to the dark side, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just sells the group like Trini
Yeah.
ended up doing, you know.
Yeah.
And to be fair, actually he seemed to be the most mature one in the group at the time, because he was saying to them, maybe we need to get to know each other more better.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
they couldn't morph, he's like, look, it's because we're just individuals.
Yeah, we're not a
You
team.
know, I don't know you, don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
Which I like that part.
I don't want to say, oh, he could have been the leader, yeah, but it's just like he made the most sense there, right?
Yeah.
But you know these movies, right? There's got to be the white guy that's the leader, yeah.
The white savior. Yeah.
Whatever they could, we're diverse, but we're not that diverse.
We're not that diverse. Yeah, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We're on our way,
though
but we're not
my
there.
movie
yet.
takes place 30 years later after your movie, but still we're not there.
We're not there yet, you know.
No, that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, we're joking.
Because in the sense of Rita Repulsa's like, well, they're kind of there because they're like, oh yeah, Rita Repulsa's like, I'm gonna get the female gender.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the LGBTQ, and I'm gonna get the ethnicity all in one go by attacking Trini.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, because I guess I'm trying to think of it now. Like, yeah, well, that must be could be the reason why. But it's just weird. Like,
no, I just, as far as if we were writing the movie and had to do those choices, she's the most logical, because Jason and Kimberly will be together in the scene.
Yeah.
So we couldn't even go after them.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, and the other two are kind of, well, Billy did morph, I think, before that point, right?
Yeah.
So she probably might have accidentally morphed, and like we said, Zach would defend his mum to the death.
Yeah,
so.
maybe she's like, because Trini seems like the weakest link, really, isn't it? Because she's
yeah. Well, to be fair, she's the biggest
outcast of them all, really. Yeah, because she's the
loner. She's the one outside of.
Yeah.
She don't even try to be friends with them.
Yeah.
So we were saying before,
yeah,
and we'll cover this now, right? All your Rangers are straight, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
I wouldn't say straight. I don't think they.
Sorry.
I wouldn't say straight. I'll say they're blank slates or even
Asexual?
sexually right. Yeah, I would say that. Like,
okay. Except for Tommy and Kimberly are kind of, but not really.
Kind of, but not really.
Also.
But yeah.
And then they were never really.
Yeah.
Okay. They seem to be like they were going in the direction in my movie of Kimberly and Jason. Except they don't execute it. However,
which I liked. Yeah.
The biggest love story in this.
Yeah.
The biggest sexual tension.
Well, won't they? Yeah.
Yeah, with Trini and Kimberly.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, first of all, if the movie did this, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah. You know, fair dues, right? But I think they weren't ready to go in that direction.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Only because there were certain scenes where, so when they first go into the water thing, to go to where Zordon's cave is or wherever it is, right?
Yeah.
And Trini's like, I'm not going with you guys. I'm not going to jump down into that not well. Where is it? The crack? Where?
The crack. Yeah.
Yeah.
The body
and then
of water,
Kimberly's like, all right, okay. Then in that case, do you mind? I know you got some water, so can I have some water before you go? Because I'm kind of parched here.
Yeah.
We're running, chasing after you and stuff like that. So yeah, and then so she gives her some water, even though she doesn't have to, right? Even though she doesn't have to, because she could have just left there and said laters, right?
Yeah.
But because there was a certain appeal.
Yeah.
From Trini to Kimberly, I think that's why she lowered her guard. Yeah? And then Kimberly grabs her in a hug, and they drop down the thingamajig, right?
Yeah.
And then later on, when Kimberly's like, oh yeah, Trini's been around for 3 months. I don't want to say, oh, she knows her.
Yeah.
Right? But Trini's like,
no,
I've been classing with you for 3 years.
Yeah, and like you haven't noticed.
You didn't care about me.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But that seems like kind of where it's like, oh, I fancy you, but you don't fancy me.
Yeah, I notice you, but you don't notice me. Yeah.
Even there was a deleted scene where they were spraying stuff in Kimberly's locker.
Yeah.
And so Trini kind of just pulled the front of the locker off.
Oh right, yeah.
And told Kimberly to take her stuff.
Yeah.
And then they kind of walked off to wherever they're going to.
Yeah,
go,
their class whatever.
But you see, I think they you don't see it, you see it, but the girls that are bullying Kimberly must have been in the toilets or something like that, because Trini throws the door at them.
Oh wow.
And then the two girls run off.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have been before or after
the
scene where they're fighting for the donut in the donut, which is just like, I don't want to say electric, but you're like,
you two
girls, right?
Yeah. It's like, how we've done it is like they could become just become good friends, or they could be like a thing between them.
It's that fight flirting thing that's going on, which is kind of like, and it doesn't help with the facial expressions the girls are doing. It's like them. It was like, oh yeah, we've got abilities and we're doing all this stuff, but it seemed like it seemed like that kind of smirk where you're like, oh yeah, we're you know.
Yes, winky,
yeah, nudge, wink, kind of, eyebrows raising, you know. It's like, all I'm saying is,
I like that.
They probably didn't want to. They didn't take the step forward that they should have. However, as far as canon goes, when Tommy Oliver appears, Tommy with an eye, right?
Yeah, with an eye. Yeah,
exactly. Female Tommy Oliver.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't mind if they did.
Yeah,
like it kind of, you know, because they sort of diversity. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. But would they pull off the three-way kiss that Tony Storm, Morame, and Mina Shinkawa did?
No, that's too far.
With the Tommy Oliver, Trini, and Kimberly, that's too far, right?
That's too far. That's when you're like, okay, you're going too far. I think that would be where it's like, okay, you're just exploiting this now. Like you're not. Yeah. Yeah, you're going for the horny teenagers now, like
exactly. The very people that would watch Madam Web, right?
Yeah.
Like us.
Yeah. Good.
Oh dear.
So it's like that. It's like, oh, you're not being progressive, man. You're just trying to exploit it now. It's weird. But yeah, it would have been a cool thing to see. Like, it would have been even if Tommy was with a Y and it was a dude, and you still had this sort of Kimberly Trini thing going on, then you have that like triangle where it's
I don't know if they would do that.
Yeah, I think that might be too much.
They try to be like this Kimberly Trini thing isn't there.
Yeah.
Except that it just somehow was when you watched the movie. It's like, right, okay. You know?
It'll be hilarious.
Look. My movie your movie didn't get a sequel either. I was gonna say my movie didn't get a sequel. Technically, there is another movie after your movie, but it's not a sequel
to
as much.
Yeah.
So divergent universes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, your movie did not need a sequel because the continuation of the show was My movie wrapped itself in a bow and didn't need one either. That's the best way I can put it.
Like, I remember the plan was that they're still going to run a TV show, but then the movies will have its own separate universe where they wouldn't like. It's how I feel about the 2017 movie. That wasn't made to sell toys.
Yeah,
that was actually very like to be taken, I want to say, quote unquote, seriously as a franchise, and then you can still have the TV show for the kids to buy all their rubbish. But it just didn't pan out, sadly.
But okay. So, how many times have you seen both movies?
1995. I've seen because I used to watch it a lot as a kid. Probably it's in double digits at that point. Wow. But then I didn't watch it, say from like 2001. So yeah, from after like 2001, I didn't watch it ever again until we watched it recently.
Oh, yeah.
And then the new, I say new, it's not new at this point. 2017, I watched twice in the cinema.
Yeah.
And then I think twice on Sky when it came out on Sky. And then I bought it on Blu-ray, so I think I watched it once when I got on Blu-ray, and then recently we watched it now. So about 6 times? 6-7 times?
Wow, all right. Yeah. So first time for me watching the 1995 movie.
Yeah. And
I think I watched this 2017 one twice now.
Did you see it in the cinema?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
Why didn't I see it in the cinema? I don't know. I just I don't know what was not appealing to me to watch it in cinema for some reason. I can't remember what it was though. It was like, To
be fair, like
I didn't need to watch this for some reason.
It's one of those things. If you like, I had a need because obviously I was into Power Rangers for like a long period of my life. So I was like, I had to go and see this. But I get what you mean.
I think what it was in the trailers, they tried to make it too dark and green because they had the Power / Rangers fan film.
Yeah, which I hate. But
And then they try to take it too far in that direction. Kind of, that's what the trailer was looking like. Not necessarily adult, but just be like grim and gritty for whatever reason they decided.
Is that like it's kind of that period? It was that period of time though, isn't it, where everyone's tried to be like kind of dark and gritty-ish.
Yeah.
And then we're kind of slightly getting out of that now, but which because even like some of the Marvel films at that point were kind of like dark and gritty in a way. Yeah, kind of.
I think it was around that time when you had Batman vs Superman, 2016, by the way.
Justice League.
Oh no! I'm talking about. I might like because the Batman vs Superman was in 2016.
Yeah. So that was like dark
and then you had Titans as well, and I was like, oh, you know, the over the top gritty darkness sort of things.
But Titans, like, I'm not gonna go into anything, but like I say Titans kind of worked because it was cheesy over the top grittiness. So I was like, okay, it's all right. Like,
oh, you think it was like, we'll do this in response to, we'll give you what you want, but we'll also add the sprinkles of stuff that you guys take too seriously, and we make a little bit of a fun of it.
Yeah, that's how I was.
I see now. I watch Titans. I'm thinking they're trying to be too hardcore, you know, like we're gonna be so macho and stuff like that, and it's just like but you're not. You're too try hard.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed the silliness.
Well, it's funny because that's our different perspectives on things.
Yeah. But we had the same perspective on 1995 Power Rangers, though. Super cheesy for no reason. But I would watch it again.
I would watch it again. As much as I would say the effects are shoddy.
Yeah.
The storyline is almost like non-existent.
Yeah, it literally isn't.
There's so much cheesy one-liners. Yeah.
Yep.
Have
a nice trip. See you next fall.
It had certain things where it doesn't quite fall into the category of 994 Street Fighter, or Double Dragon. Double Dragon's 993 as well, 92, 94,
94. I think 94.
Yeah, it doesn't quite fall into that category.
Yeah.
It needs a bit more to be over the top to be in that category.
Yeah. And it doesn't fall into Mortal Kombat Annihilation or cheesy rubbish either. Yeah.
Where Mortal Kombat is just Annihilation is just like terrible, and there's no coming back from that.
There's no redeeming factors. These Power Rangers, the redeeming factor is a kids film. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It tries. It's got, look, as much as I can slate Ivan Ooze, right?
Yeah.
He's loving what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's on screen and he has presence. 100%. You know, he's there. He's chewing scenery. He's enjoying himself, and I think to myself, well done. You got paid for a job that you are loving.
Yeah.
100%. You know, there's no denying that.
Yeah. Rather than, mother, you're dead. No, but you shall be soon.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where we go.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Yeah. I will say that's what I'm saying. Ivan Ooze, as much as he also is a knock to the film, he's also one of the best bits of the film.
Yeah.
It's just like, how can you be both? But that's where he falls.
That's where he falls, strangely. Like, we should give it to him. Yeah. And but okay. Now, real talk here. Where which actually genuinely do you think is the better film? Generally,
I'm not going to go back and say, oh yeah, see, you said my film's better, and then I'm going to flip that back on you. No, we'll store all of that for the moment and say which one do you actually genuinely prefer as a film.
I generally prefer, and take away like nostalgia and all that from me. I would literally say it is a 2017 movie because it is a movie. It's a film.
Okay, fair enough. I personally think of the 2017 one.
Yeah.
Because it's. I know we had a disagreement on this, right? Yeah. Different opinions, not disagreement, because it makes it sound like we shouted at each other, which we did not, right? No. But it's more like, if it's a TV series that was 4 parts or whatever, right? An hour long. Yeah. Then I could see at a certain point they get the suits by episode 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you built the character.
Yeah.
But when you're watching a movie and you have the 2 hours and stuff like that, you expect it to have more action beats than it needs to. Then it should have at the point that it does, because they don't have action. They have what I'll call fake action. They have beats like car chases and stuff like that, but it's nothing to do with the people they're fighting. They're not invading or nothing like that. It's just like, okay, well, I'm not seeing Power Rangers doing Power Ranger stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and not even civilian Power Rangers
interactions or whatever.
Yeah. Or you know, they're not graduates, whatever, right? But they've been assigned the Ranger name, yeah. Even though can't transform, whatever.
Yeah.
You'd think they get to fight, they get to do stuff, you know.
Yeah.
They ain't really, you know. I mean, if they were say in the football field, and Trinity's like, "Oh, Rita attacked me," and stuff like that, and then Rita goes, just bombastically appears, goes, "Yeah, Rangers, here I am,"
yeah,
and then they try to get away from it. At least that's something, right?
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, the only thing they try to get away from is Jason tries to get away from the police for his own prank, then causes himself to get a Steve Austin knee brace.
Yep. No. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, actually, is that no? That's later on actually, where they they made the cave collapse. Or
that's when they get their coins.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. He tried to get away from the school. And then that's the first one. The second one, from the police, and he's just like, but that's not. And then they suddenly appear at home with no injuries whatsoever. But
but that's the coins, man. But
yeah. Of the coins, yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, but there's all right. So Rhea's taking a sweet time to well, to be fair, if she's just getting homeless people and just tearing out their teeth, it takes a while to gold.
Because you know, gold is not every homeless person has gold. So yeah.
And it's funny they didn't even mention like no, they did actually. They didn't mention some sort of serial killer, whatever. But
the gold something. Yeah. The gold.
And you would have thought, by the way, after how many weeks they've been training and how many weeks she's been trying to get gold, right? Later on in the movie, she decides, I'm going to bust into this pawn shop or this gold jewelers, whatever it is.
And still go from
and
there.
Get it all at once. So it's like, but what were you doing before?
Maybe she's not computer literate, so she doesn't know how to check that sort of stuff. That's why she's like, oh.
No, but even if you walk past stores, whatever you're doing,
Yeah, but I don't think she walks out like willy-nilly, because like, how she's dressed, like, okay, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, she would bring attention. So I was like,
no. If she's a crazy person walking, acting like she is, you'd think she's just some schizophrenic who lives underneath the bridge or something. Yeah, right?
I would if she.
You'd be like, I'll step up that way if she's coming towards me, but that doesn't mean that she can't walk across the up and down whatever area which has you know.
For me, it's gonna sound again. This is gonna sound really weird. I'm not shaming or anything like that, body shaming or anything. But if I saw a homeless woman with the shaped body she had, I wouldn't think she's homeless. Like, okay, she's up to something sinister. Because this is because of me reading comic books and stuff like that.
Okay.
If she was like a really bad, I was gonna say like a heavier set woman, or like a super skinny like woman who like was on drugs or something, I'd be like, it's crackhead or whatever. Let's leave and be. But
okay. When you're saying this, strange enough, if she looks like she has signs of drugs, like the homeless crackhead, then you'd be like, maybe she's harmless. You know, even though crackheads probably the worst.
Worst, like, but
because I think one of my guys was telling me. I'm not sure if it's specifically something they were involved in the police, but some lady, or maybe they were saying in America there was something, but there was a lady who was on something, right? And the end of the buttons there, they have the flick buttons. She was coming at them, so they obviously they hit her, right? And she was obviously on something because she was a bit crazy. Basically they swung. I think that's after multiple hits, but anyways, they broke her arm, but she didn't feel anything.
Some drugs. I think like it's a lot of cases like in America. I think it's
it's
either fentanyl was like baths or something like it kind of like stops your pain, like your pain threshold is a thing at that point, so they can like beat the crap out of you for a while.
I'd be more if I saw a homeless crackhead, I'd be like, let me just not you're saying, I'm not going to say you're saying you're gonna home up to them and go no crackhead for life. No.
I'd be
Rhea Repulsa looking like Elizabeth Banks shape. I'd be like, look, wearing what she's wearing, I'd be like, still, I'm gonna cross the road if she's coming by because she looks like she got sharp teeth.
I'm like, okay, that's all cross road. Like, okay, we need to like do something, tell someone about this because, But like I said, the other sort of people are like, they're harmless. So.
Well, until they oh my goodness, I don't know if you've ever seen it. I know this is a side tangent here. They call him the Bethnal Green Gash Man.
No.
So in Bethnal Green, there's a guy. I don't know if he's still around. I haven't been around there for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't encounter him accidentally once before I knew, right?
Yeah.
But on his arm, he has a big dirty gash.
Okay. Yeah.
Like a split open wound.
Yeah.
That you can see his
With the black bone.
red flesh.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's all like, he's like, oh yeah, you got 5 of 8 and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you should go to the hospital.
Yeah.
But obviously, crack it, like
Yeah.
whatever he's on, right? He don't care because he's using it to get money.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but you can have an infection. You could die from it. No, you'd rather have your money for whatever drugs you.
Yeah. That's.
So you've seen the people that walk about and stuff like that, and they're like with the feet infected or whatever it is, and they're just like, yeah, they want money. They're begging around for money. I saw this on YouTube the other day, right?
Yeah.
Guy had the extra food, right? He must have had 5 guys or something because he had the extras, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you had the beggar come on the train, right?
Yeah.
And the guy goes like, I got some food if you want it. And the guy just like walked right past. The beggar walked past this guy and ignored him like we ignored the beggar, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so you don't want food. You're like, what are you begging for money for? You know?
Yeah.
Not just saying, oh, you know, if he said, for example, he was going to go to a hostel or whatever, right?
Yeah. Then.
But no, he just looked like the type of guy who'd be like, because even if then you'd be still thankful to take the food, yeah?
Yeah. Exactly.
No, you want the drugs, mate.
Yeah.
That's what you're after. That's what you want the money for.
Hey, wait a minute. Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying specifically, but it just be like, you know.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Because like the genuine ones were like,
you with your judgy eyes looking at Rick Thompson going.
I'd be like, what's her number? No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, that's a joke. That's a joke.
But you, I think you said before you saw did you read the comics?
Yes.
Power Rangers Aftershock, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not really the sequel, or okay, it's more of a continuation, but not a sequel to the 2017 movie, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Yeah, just literally like kind of the aftermath of the Rita, after their battle with Rita. Well, it kind of like ties in like little bits not in the film, and then a lot of it about like afterwards where they're deciding what they're gonna do with their powers, and then it sort of ends there. I think it's meant to be another one after, but I don't know if anything came out after that.
Well, look, if as an alternate continuity, I'm kind of fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't have any specific beef with the movie itself, stuff like that. It's fine. It's just not as action orientated as you. I mean, as much as we were say, oh, Superman Returns, yeah. Superman action. No, Superman Returns is like just. Well, I'll punch the
I'll stop the airplane from murdering people on it.
Yeah.
Just because Lois Lane's on it, and then that's it. Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas Man of Steel went the complete opposite way and be like, I'll punch everything.
Which someone like me, I love that, but I get it needed balance. Yeah.
I mean, I prefer like it's called Power Rangers. We know it's there for the chop sucky action, even though when we're adults watching it on the Super Sentai shows, like okay, this is very over the top, style action, doing flips and like
backflips and
over. It's like they're pro wrestling, so everyone can see them with their actions, no matter where they are, right?
No matter where they are,
and then they do the old the hand actions and all that stuff, right? So you know what they're saying without them saying it because they get dubbed over as well. It's like okay, that's what partially I think was missing from the 2017 movie as well. I didn't see everyone in civilian gear going, do the arm movements, that waves, the points, the clenching, the fists.
Or the, like you said, like, say they're vacuuming somewhere, the over top of like, go away, and then we'll jump in away. Go that way, the X is there. Like, what?
Yeah. Where they circle around so the first person can speak.
Yeah.
And then the people behind them go back and forth.
Yeah.
You got to animate everything.
That would have been the worst.
And in my movie also, they did not have the the overdubbing, which kind of got to the level of hamminess.
Yeah.
Because even if I if I didn't tell you what I was going to play for you, and I played you all those sound effects, you'd be like, yeah, Power Rangers, or VR Troopers, or something from that time, you know?
Yeah.
Most likely, you'd be 100%. Is mostly you'd be like 90% is Power Rangers, and then it could be some of the other smaller ones that whatever it was.
Yeah.
Did they do that in Big Bad Beetleborgs as well?
Yes.
The same ears and stuff.
Yeah, but it was like matching what the kids would say, because that's voiced over by kids, because their kids. Big Bad Beetleborgs is a weird. The backstory behind that is, well, for the show, like their origin and stuff is super weird. Doesn't make any sense.
We'll get into that as well a bit later on, because I'm watching VR Troopers at the moment, right?
Oh.
So we're going to speak about that. But I think wasn't Big Bad Beetleborgs part of I think it was going to be a continuation of VR Troopers, except that they were like, it's too different.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah. So I think they are from the same original show, which got chopped into two for first VR Troopers, which.
Well, even VR Troopers are from two different shows as well.
Yeah, which.
Okay, and lastly, then, Turtles, the Turtles show.
Yep.
Did they do the ears as well? Venus and Milo, which everyone hates, by the way.
Yeah, which I don't understand.
And that was in the comics, but a different origin story.
Yeah, and then there's two female turtles now, but yeah, it was the same sort of, but then on that show, when you watch it, right, you can tell because they have two different heads. They have the normal like robotic heads for when they're doing talking scenes stuff, but when there's fighting scenes, they got their heads where the mouth is wide open. So whenever you hear them talk, they kind of try to film it where you can't see the mouth, but then you do see the mouth, so you just see him saying like, "Hey, there's pizza over there," but then like, like wow, okay,
just open.
Yeah, it's terrible. Sorry, it's terrible.
All right. Okay. All in all, no seriousness. Power Rangers. So, which one would you watch again? Even though you've seen them both recently, yeah. Which one would you say you'd be watching before the other one? Because at some point you're gonna watch one or the other, right?
Probably 2017, if I'm honest.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I know, I feel like if I watch the 1995 one, I'll find more things that will annoy me about it, and I don't really want to like kind of temper my childhood nostalgia for it already. Like,
I waited 30 years to watch this film. I could watch it again.
I can't. I don't know.
And then maybe I'll hate it after watching, be going, nah, I can't do that. I can't watch that again. But and then it'll claw back in my mind and be like, I need to catch up on the 30 years that I would have been watching this film many a times.
No,
I'm gonna watch it again and again.
I don't think.
Burn in my mind, right? No.
I don't think you hate yourself that much for the video.
No. I think partially, funny enough, the shoddiness is the appeal of watching it, because you're like, yeah, it's bad, I can laugh at that.
Yeah.
The hamminess as well. There's bits and pieces where you're like, if this was serious, it probably would not be as memorable. And it's not terrible bad.
No. It's not like we said,
needs to be more terrible in the opposite direction, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Where it gets to the level of, this is Batman and Robin, hilarious.
Yeah,
stuff.
This is terrible. Yeah. But at least Batman and Robin, like we said before, it has like, because it's that bad, it has its redeeming factors.
I enjoy Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
that's what people hate on it. And it's fine. It's not in the continuity of the Tim Burton films, 100%, right?
Yeah.
It's almost a live action version of the 60s show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a joke, and it kind of, well, at least some people in the film know it's a joke. Like Uma Thurman and Arnold
they know it's a joke. They just go with it. Yeah. That's why I like them. But everyone else is like, no, this is a serious movie. Like, really? This is a serious movie?
Kind of, but not really-ish.
Like, what the crack are you smoking? I mean, I really think this is a serious thing.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Okay. So, all in all, I would say, because I don't want to sound like I'm giving back out compliments, right?
Yeah.
The 2017 film is it's a fine movie, just not really what I expect from a Power Rangers movie. The 1995 movie, on the other hand, is completely what I would expect. However, it does not have a particularly in-depth character or story.
Yeah. Because I feel like if, say, Power Rangers never came out in like 90s, whatever, and it came out closer to the 2017, like around, say it came out like 20 we'll say like 2005 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then the first Power Rangers movie was the 2017 one. I reckon that would it would work more, if you know what I mean, for it to be the first movie, because Power Rangers, I'm going by like say when the Power Rangers came out later, it wouldn't be as cheesy. It wouldn't have made it as cheesy as it was back then. So I think this where it would have kind of worked. But I get what you mean, like 1995, but like it is the prime bubble of that era of television.
Yeah.
Like
the thing is though, as much it kind of had to continue the tone of the
they didn't want to alienate
series.
people. Yeah.
Whereas the 2017 one was like, no, that's nothing to do. The series is the series.
Yeah.
We're gonna make whatever we're gonna make. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, we're not gonna go that direction with it.
Yeah.
And therefore they kind of went a bit more of like, I say a mature direction, but
yeah, that's what it was. It was trying to go for the mature crowd. Yeah.
But I mean, if it was a 15 or whatever, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a 12A kind of.
Yeah.
So you can only do so much.
Like, you know what? I know what it like. I think maybe that film, in a way, is it was ahead of its time. Not like I'll explain what I mean. Like, for example, that film is aimed for like people like our age range, right? So if they were out now, you would have people who probably have kids old enough to them to go watch it with, rather than like when it came out in 2017, they would be going for people like born a bit. It'd be like parents who were quite a bit older than us, who wouldn't have watched Power Rangers. So then, why would they take their kids to see something? You know what I mean? They wouldn't have the nostalgia connection to go out and watch it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I could be wrong, but like if it came out 2027, oh yeah, cool. I could take my kid to see it. I remember watching that and I was 9 and blah, blah, blah. But like, no one's going to say, hey, I remember watching Power Rangers when I was like 17. I'm going to take my you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Okay. I think that'll close us up for this episode. I will say 99. I mean, no, I don't think these two films are particularly hated.
No, definitely not. No. I think they're both loved by the fan base.
Yeah.
It's just like it didn't, because of for the 2017 because of marketing, and maybe same with like the 1995 one, it didn't perform as well as the studios wanted to.
Well, the 995 one did make a decent amount of money.
Oh yeah.
Like we were saying in the beginning, those actors never saw anything of it.
Yeah, never saw anything of it. No, it was like
they got paid what they got paid from the movie, which they were looking forward to because they got more for the movie than they did for the series. And the series they got paid jack stuff.
Yep. Nothing. Yeah. Poor guys.
Yeah. But yes. So then, we will be speaking about the rest of the Zordon saga.
Yep.
On our next episode, because you know what? Once you go Power Rangers, you never go back.
Yeah, you never go back, or you find even more things worse.
Oh, okay. Just to tail off there, yeah.
Yep.
The final conclusion, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were going to be a ranger,
yep.
In which movie would you be a ranger in?
I don't know. That's a good one.
Yeah, you could be. I'm not necessarily saying being one of the characters.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
But I'm just like, which universe would you be if you were going to be a ranger?
I don't know. I feel like probably the 2017, because like the 1995 one seems like they were doing way too much. Like personally, like life wise, like that's just. I don't know. Responsibilities. You know?
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? 2017, your life is in peril if you're in that universe, right?
Yeah.
I will go to the 995 universe because I know I can't die. There's no ranger. Okay. Rarely does the ranger die, right?
Yeah, true.
And plus, I'm a minority, yeah? So they'll protect me even more. They can't have me die.
Will they? Because you're a minority, it's probably the other way around. Like, no, he's responsible. We can get
all I'm saying as well also, yeah? I know in my movie, if I was in the 995 one, they'd make me the Yellow Ranger, 100%, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you might even be the Black Ranger in the 1997 one. I mean, in 2017.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, they just do too much. Like, hey, we go to school plus get straight A's, and also we teach martial arts to people, and also we are doing this for charity. Blah, blah.
Well, you know what? They're doing better in their teenage years than some people like I've been doing in my life.
Yeah,
now,
as I'm saying, it's
if
like,
I was trying to handle all that, geez.
I wouldn't be able to at all. But like, you know what, Zordon? I don't think this is for me. You know,
yeah.
this is way too much. If you're in crisis, maybe you can call on me.
Yeah,
but,
I'm adulting, even though I'm not even an adult yet. But
yeah, I'm saying they got too much responsibility.
Hey, man, they just don't have jobs. The only thing if they had a job on top of that,
yeah.
I don't mean to say if they teach a karate at the local Ernie's bar or whatever it is, that's also a job. Oh, geez, man, them kids are running ragged.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they did have jobs as well. Because look at, like, before Kimberly left as well, she was doing all that volunteering stuff, plus her gymnastics stuff. I mean, it's all, yeah, no.
Plus going to school, plus being a ranger. Jeez.
Yeah, it's too much. Way too much.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah.
Okay, so we're signing off for this episode of the Versus, where we had to look at Power Rangers 1995 versus Power Rangers
2017. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I'm the gold armored dog thing that is in trouble. I gotta get home and quick march on the double.
Yep.
See what I chose.
And I am the man who walks around Angel Grove stealing people's gold teeth, Carl Charles.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening to our Versus episode. Also, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You watch us on YouTube. If you listen to this on the audio realm, don't forget to, I think you can sub to podcasts on podcasting apps. I don't know. And if you do, don't forget to like leave us a review. You can always ask us questions and stuff like that. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and all the links for that stuff is up above if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this, it can be found in the description part of the podcast. And yeah, so we'll see you next time for our continuation of the Zordon saga. And until next time, guys, thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.